Come on in. I have it. Tea time. Take a break. Take a load off.
All day I rush around, but I'm still on the ground, on the ground.
Come on in.
I'll soon be fluttering if I can find my wings, find my wings. Impatiently I want to fly today, but I hear a gentle voice inside me say that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory
Come on in.
will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly. I'm starting to believe I only race with me, only me.
Sit up straight. That's what I'm telling myself.
I can't give to someone else this journey for myself.
It's late in
It's
Tasmania.
for myself.
It's really late.
Since my best is all I have, it is enough. I can see a ray of hope. I've got to trust.
What time is it in Tasmania?
That slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady.
Stop what you're doing.
I'm gonna
Put
learn
down
to
your tools.
fly.
We're going to take a break.
And I will soar. I will reach the sky. A little at a time.
Jennifer, get out of bed. Come on. Let's get up.
I keep believing.
Get dressed to lace up shoes. You'll feel better.
Slow and steady steps will be my
Cross stitching. Yay.
Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine.
Good job on the toddler's clothes.
Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly. Slow and steady.
Good.
I'm
Good
gonna
idea, Christina. Magnesium is good.
learn to fly.
Epsom salt. Look at us. I don't know where everybody is on Facebook. I guess they just decided it wasn't working. So we only have 105 people here. We got almost as many on YouTube. Good for y'all. I am real proud of you. You know, depression is a terrible thing. And if you give up and go to bed and don't want to face your world, I want you to push yourself to get out of bed. Get out of bed and get a shower and get dressed to lace up shoes right this minute. Get dressed to lace up shoes right this minute. Let's do it. You'll feel better. You just can't take to your bed. You just can't do that. There's stuff that needs to be done. You need to keep moving. You know, when you get a lick on your head, a concussion, get a lick on your head, or your baby falls and hits his head. That's what happened with Justin. He fell backwards. When I picked his foot up to put his shoe on, he lost his balance and hit the outside corner, and he got a concussion. And I got a call from his daycare lady, and Miss Joanne passed away this last week, and she was a precious, precious lady. She says, "Marla, you need to get here. Justin's turning green." Well, when you turn green, you got a concussion, and what the doctor says is you have to keep them awake. You can't let them go to sleep because they might not wake up again. But when you're depressed, it's almost like you have a head injury. So you got to keep moving. You got to get up. You got to get dressed to lace up shoes. You've got to get some sunbeams in you, and you are going to have an amazing day because you're not going to be holed up in the bed all day. I can't imagine sleeping all day. I just can't do it. I take about a 10-minute cat nap in the afternoon sometimes, and I can see that I've had a nap on my watch because it charts my napping. But you got to get out of bed. That bed will suck you in every time. I used to keep my alarm clock when I used to have to get up in the morning. And now I let my body wake its own self up. And I wear earplugs to sleep. But I kept my alarm clock on the other side of the bedroom. And I could hear the click of the alarm. It was a manual alarm clock. And I could hear the click of the gears before it would start to ring. And I would get up and turn that thing off and start getting ready for my day, because I didn't want to run around in my pajamas all morning getting Justin and his dad off to school. I got up and I got dressed to lace up shoes. You can do this too. What do I think of smoking? I think it's a nasty habit. It's not good for you. Smoking creates carcinogens in your body. It causes cancer. I don't like it any more than I like drinking soda. So don't get me on my bandwagon today. You have to eliminate things from your diet that are going to cause you to want to take to the bed. Inflammation is one of those things, and it's caused by sugars. It's caused by wheat products. Gluten, bread. So eliminate sugar from your diet. Watch some videos on YouTube of how people have eliminated sugar, and all of a sudden they have a new lease on life because they're no longer being fueled by the ups and downs of carbohydrates. Now, you might still be eating some carbohydrates, but for the most part, you got fiber in vegetables. Those are good carbs. And, well, some vegetables aren't good. Potatoes aren't good carbs. White rice is not a good carb. White sugar is not a good carb. But stuff with fiber in it is good for you. So start fueling your body with good stuff. Get out of the bed and get up and maybe just eat eggs for breakfast for a week and see how you feel. No toast, just eggs. I like to take soft fried eggs, not soft scrambled, but I put them in a skillet with some butter, and I let them get kind of bubbly around, and then I pour them in a bowl, and guess what I put on them? I put vitamin C powder because it tastes like lemons, and I turn it into hollandaise, like hollandaise eggs with that little touch of lemon to them, and it's an amazing meal to just have some soft fried eggs that are stirred up with the butter you fried them in, and some vitamin C powder. Yeah, or you can get some lemon. You can use some lemon juice. We've got to get a handle on what's going in our body, including our medications and supplements. You got to know what you're taking. You need a list when you go to the doctor. You need to get some blood work done. So don't give in. Don't give in to the devil. Don't give in to it. Get up and get moving. Listen to my videos. Get off your bed. Get off the couch. Get out of your recliner. Get up and move. Even though I'm telling you take a break right now. But you can do this. You can really do this. I like a little caffeine to start my day. I drink a cup of black coffee every morning. Robert says, long time ago, when we first got married, he said, how can you drink that pudding? And I said, what'd you say? He said, you're drinking pudding. You put 2 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee and cream. You're making pudding out of coffee. So I realized my habit was to take 2 spoons, doop, doop. So I started getting smaller spoons each time. Smaller spoons. And I finally ended up with a little bitty salt spoon. And before I knew it, I had no taste for pudding coffee. None whatsoever. I have a cup of strong black coffee. You have to know what coffee tastes like. You're not used to drinking the good stuff. And we won't drink bad coffee. We won't do it. So drink up. Drink your tea, drink your coffee, drink your iced tea, drink your lemonade. It is yummy. So folks, take some time today to look at what your routine is in the morning. Are you getting up? Are you staying in bed and hitting the snooze alarm? And hitting the snooze alarm and hitting the snooze alarm? Get up and face your day. We've all got to face it. You know, if you're having problems in your life because somebody has rejected you, look upon that as a blessing from God. It's a blessing from God when somebody says, I don't want to be with you anymore. You know, God closes one door and He opens another. Be ready. Be thankful that God closed the door, because He was answering unsaid prayers. So get up and get dressed and let's take care of ourselves. I'm looking. So y'all take care of yourself. Get some fresh veggies in you tonight. Yeah, even if you have to go to the store and get some fresh veggies in you. Yeah, having a pet it'll keep you going. I mean, this morning I was reminded that our big dog Shadow, she was our second big dog. Chief was our biggest dog. But Shadow was like 135 pounds. She was a big girl, part Mastiff. We had her DNA tested to see what she was. But when we got her on March the 15th of about 2002 or 3, she was skin and bones. We rescued her from the entrance of the forest at the barbecue place. And Robert would look out the window and he saw this pitiful dog. Just pitiful dog. And he took her some crackers out there and she ate them. She was starved to death. We bought a pound of barbecue and we fed her the barbecue. I tried to get her in my little car and she wouldn't get in the car. And finally somebody whistled and she jumped right in the car. She'd been trained to jump in the car. We got her home and she was home from then on. And so we did the right thing to do. We took her to Dr. Brooks, who's passed away now. God rest his soul. I love that man. And he and I have cried together. And we took her to the vet to get her spayed. We'd only had her a few days, but I didn't want her to get pregnant. And he said, well, you got to wait 3 weeks. So you need to keep her up and wait 3 weeks. You need to try to find her owner. Well, she was a big dog and somebody just dumped her in the forest. I know it. I know it. So we put ads in the paper. Nobody claimed her. And then I took her back to the vet. And I was telling the ladies all about her. And somebody said, well, she's your angel dog. She's your angel dog. Robert had named her Shadow because in the woods you couldn't see her. She'd lay down in the leaves and you couldn't see her. She was just like camouflaged. But she followed him everywhere. She followed him everywhere. Well, I took her to the vet to get spayed. And Dr. Brooks said, you need to come in here and sit down. And I said, what's wrong? I thought she died, you know. He said, I have laid all of her insides out on the table. She has no womb, no male parts. She has no stump where the womb would have been. She has no ovaries. He said, in my 30 years of being a vet, I've never seen this. And I said, well, that's not a problem. I said, the ladies told me she was an angel dog. And he said, what do you mean? I said, angels don't have sex. They don't have sex parts. They're neither. And we cried together. He said, yes, she is. And she was such a good dog. She was a good dog. She taught me a lot. That's what pets do. They teach us things. They teach us what you think about, you bring about. What you say, you bring about. One day, she was walking through the living room and she had a tail that was, the base of her tail was this big around. It was a big tail. And she would wag that tail. She was so happy. She would wag that tail. And I wished that her tail would not wag and knock things off the table. Well, it wasn't long before her tail just hung flat. And I blamed myself. I told Robert, I said, it's my fault. I wish that her tail wouldn't wag. And then I started trying to find her a chiropractor. And then God sent me a chiropractor. I mean, another dog. So we get home from somewhere we've been, and there's 2 strange dogs standing in the pond. And we open the front door, and Shadow gets out, and they start running all around the yard. I mean, just around the yard, through the pond, up on the porch, back down in the yard, running circles, chasing each other, having the best time. And then Shadow gets tired, and she comes and stands right beside my right leg, right beside me. And by this time, I've gotten my walking stick out, and I'm pounding the front deck to try to get their attention. I'm not going to hit them with a walking stick, but I'm pounding the front deck. And Shadow comes and stands beside me, at which point one of the black dogs comes over and gets on her back like he's trying to mate with her, and I hear a pop. And you know what? Her tail started wagging again. Her tail was dislocated. Yeah. And after that, Michelle's chiropractor, she would take Shadow up to the chiropractor and get her an adjustment. He had this little clicker thing that looks like a big syringe, but it just pops. And she loved that thing better than any other treatment. But she had been mistreated. She had been kicked, and because she's so big and she looked vicious. But she wasn't. She was a sweet dog. In fact, she's the dog that raised Penrod, the white cat. She raised Penrod. Penrod would get out on the back deck as a little kitten, and Shadow would bring Penrod back in. She put her in her mouth, her big old mouth, and bring her back in the house. And so that's where Penrod learned to be a dog. And Samantha, she would sleep with the dogs. Samantha's coming out of her under the bed. She's coming out and she's getting greedy. She wants to be fed more and more. Anyway, we got those two little kittens at the same time. But Shadow's been dead 10 years, practically 20 years of our life with that dog and her memories. And she was our angel dog. She really was. At one point, I've got a painting. Let me find the painting. I haven't gotten it up yet, but my sister had it made for me. But let me get it for you. This is Robert walking down the driveway to get the mail. Let me crawl back up in my chair. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's Robert leading the pack. Shadow's right behind him. And then Ginger, and then a white cat dragging up the rear. A white cat dragging up the rear. And that cat, he thinks he's a dog. He really does think he's a dog. And this morning, Robert was planting some trees in the front field. And the next thing he knows, Tulip is down there and the white cat show up. Our critters love each other. They just absolutely love each other. Life in the jungle. Life in the jungle. But I'm thankful for all our pets that we've had over the years. Tulip we got right after Chief died. So Tulip's been an only dog. We had Loki for a while. Loki passed away the next year. But Tulip helped dig Loki's grave. Pets are amazing things. They'll get you out of your depression. If you don't have a pet, get you a pet. Because they need attention. And our hearts just reach out to them. Well, y'all, I love you very much. Thank you so much for being here. We've had a nice little break today. I didn't put the microphone back on. You're right. You're right. Here it is. So everybody, I'll be back on here tomorrow. It's Friday. It's the weekend. It gets closer. I mean, time really does fly. It really does. So I've been watching some new YouTube videos. This is funny stuff, y'all. This is crazy stuff. But it's better than watching TV. I've been watching fishing videos with magnets. 2,600 pound capture pressure of a magnet. They throw it into a creek or into a lake or off a pier, and they get things. They bring things up. And a lot of times it's bicycles. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But you know, it's so addictive. But you get addicted to watching them fish with magnets. So look up some magnet fishing videos. One guy's named The Fisher. Anyway, folks, check out those videos. Go sign up on our YouTube page. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. That way, if Facebook messes up again, we'll be in good shape because you'll know how to get to us. Right now, we have 111 people. That's my number. And we have 150 people on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, please go sign up on our YouTube channel. It's The Fly Lady. The Fly Lady. And please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up on the video. And also click the bell and you'll get notifications. Yep, 11 is my number too. I was born on the 11th. On my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother was born on the 11th. My niece Courtney was born on my birthday. Justin was born on the 11th. Kathy was born on my Kathy was born on January the 11th. So folks, y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Do a good deed today. Get out of the bed, get dressed to lace up shoes, and take some time for you. You deserve it. I love you all. I'll see you later.